dear. It's starting all over again.
What a night for digging clams. My pail runneth over.
You startled me, Arabella.
Oh, nonsense.
It's no wonder I'm on edge. Wait until you read this.
Oh, you know I never read the newspapers. What's the point? They're always filled with unpleasant things.
You'll want to read this.
Now, what's the mystery?
Shh, don't speak too loudly. He might overhear us.
Who?
Don't be dense, Arabella. Who else? Cousin Ebenezer.
Oh, I thought you might have meant the General.
We have nothing to fear from the General. He's always a gentleman, the last of a vanishing breed. Well, go on, read.
The whole page?
The employment column.
Employment. Announcements, vital statistics, psychics and advisors, it's all rubbish.
Employment.
Please note that when responding to ads appearing in this section, you may be required to enroll.
Not that, go on.
Air conditioning. Heating and air conditioning installer. Only experienced need apply.
Under nurse wanted. Read what's under nurse wanted.
Right, nurse wanted. Registered nurse required for a most unusual patient. Isolated location, excellent salary. Applicant must be young and attractive and have no living relatives or social entanglements. Must be interviewed in person. Apply ye old wayside inn, Saltmarsh Road out from Gloucester. Oh no!
Oh yes! I found that newspaper propped up against his dressing mirror in his room. Why he wants a mirror is beyond me.
You went into his room? You know he doesn't allow anyone in there.
He's been acting so odd lately, more than usual. You must have noticed.
Well, now, we both know he has his little fits and moods, but they're not as bad as they used to be.
Wishful thinking, Arabella. He's going off the deep end again. That's why I took the chance and went to his room. I had to find out what he was up to.
Where is he now?
Upstairs. He took Uncle Silas his dinner, molasses and beans.
I hope there won't be a storm. He's always much worse when there's a storm. Hepzibah, you don't think he's been making that stuff in the cellar again, do you?
We both know he's capable of anything.
We must think of a plan. Olive, get rid of these clams. Put them in the sink and wash out the sand. We'll have them for breakfast with fry bread.
She's taking those clams to the cellar.
Oh, she'll realize her mistake. She always does. There, what did I tell you?
Never mind about Olive. What are we going to do?
What are we going to do? About what, Cousin Hepzibah?
It's him!
Keep calm. Whatever we do, we mustn't excite him. How is Uncle Silas?
Perhaps you didn't hear me, Cousin Hepzibah. You were asking, what are we going to do?
I was? I mean, yes, I was. I meant about Olive.
She's so forgetful.
She's slow-witted. That's what she is.
Yep, that's what she is. Slow-witted. Leave it to you, Evan, to hit the nail on the head.
What are you holding there, Cousin Arabella?
What? Oh, you mean this? It's nothing.
Nothing. It looks like a newspaper. And you don't read newspapers. If it was up to me, I'd suspect you couldn't read. It couldn't be that Boston newspaper, could it? That was in my room? The room I have forbidden anyone to enter?
Now, Evan, behave. Don't overexcite yourself. You know how you get if you're overexcited. Well, think of your blood pressure.
You think of it. Give me that newspaper.
Give it to him.
Very well.
Listen carefully to me, Cousin Hepzibah and Cousin Arabella. If either of you interferes with my business, you'll live to regret it. Or should I say, you'll die to regret it.
Oh! It's Uncle Silas. He must need something. I'll go to him.
Stop! Leave Uncle Silas to me. He's my concern, not yours. I know how to deal with him. I'm the only one who knows how to deal with him. Remember my words.
Yes! Yes, we'll remember.
We wouldn't dream of interfering in your private affairs, Evan. You know that. Oh.
Coming, Uncle Silas.
Oh dear. It's worse than I imagined.
No violence. There mustn't be any violence. I can't stand violence.
We must speak with the General.
An excellent idea. He'll know what to do. He always does. Now, what was that?
What?
I thought I heard a car.
When?
Just now, pulling up to the house.
Probably the wind.
I don't think so. Oh, these windows are so dirty it's hard to see anything.
You know we can't clean the windows. The General wouldn't stand for it.
Well, the bars block so much of the view. I was right. There is a car. Someone got out.
Who?
How should I know?
Well, is it a man or a woman?
A woman.
Oh. Oh.
Well, now what?
She must be answering Evan's advertisement.
We must get rid of her as fast as possible. It's our only chance.
It's her only chance. Quick, quick, open the door before there's more knocking.
Yes, yes.
What a miserable night. Damp and windy. It's wonder my car didn't fall apart. You've got more potholes in that road than a monkey's got fleas. Wouldn't you know it? No fire and I'm chilled to the bone.
If you're looking for a room, I'm afraid you're out of luck.
We're closed. It's out of season.
Was this place ever in season? What difference does it make? I'm not a tourist. I'm a nurse. Name's Adams. Jane Adams.
The advertisement.
I'm here for an interview. I like the part about excellent salary. Isolation doesn't bother me.
We don't have a television. No television. If you like television, you won't like it here.
I can live without a television. It's not a big thing in my life. This place actually gets tourists.
Yield Wayside Inn was once a popular little hotel.
When was that?
Quite some time ago.
When we were young.
I got lost a couple of times. Had to stop in Gloucester for directions. When I mentioned ye old Wayside Inn, people acted as if I was searching for Dracula's castle. Now that I've seen the place, I can understand why. What's so unusual about the patient? What are you paying?
General. General, we need you.
We're desperate.
General?
General Saltmarsh, our ancestor. This used to be his home.
He's not here now?
How could he be? He's been dead for centuries.
Died in the Revolutionary War.
How about that? I take it one of you ladies is the most unusual patient? Or is it both? The ad didn't say anything about two patients. That's twice the work.
What a pity you've had to waste your time.
Huh?
The position has been filled.
Oh. I drove all the way up from Boston, and I don't appreciate the bum's rush.
Drive carefully.
Hey, what is this? Stop pushing. Stop pulling.
What's going on down there? You've come about the job.
Yes, I have. I tried to call, but it seems you have no phone.
Don't need one. The job is not filled.
But those women said,
Pay no attention to my cousins. They talk too much about things that don't concern them.
I thought one of them might be the patient. Is anything wrong?
Should there be?
It's the way you're staring at me. Your eyes are so strange. I've changed my mind. This place is a bit too remote. If I run into anyone who might be interested, I'll tell them to get in touch.
Sit down!
Look here, you.
I said sit! Have you no humanitarian instincts? You're supposed to be a nurse. At least have the courtesy to see your patient before you make your decision.
If you like.
I like! Didn't you understand me? I want you to meet the patient.
I wasn't going away. I was, admiring all the old things you have here. Place is filled with antiques.
Huh?
Can I help you? I'm Jane Adams. I'm a nurse. I'm here about the physician. The man with the beard wanted me to meet you. Did you hear me? I see. You can't hear and you can't see. In that case, I don't mind telling you this dungeon gives me the creeps. Waste my time, my gas to help you for nothing. I don't work that way. My time costs. I wouldn't stay in this cobweb factory if they paid me in oil stock. Not bad. Not bad at all. I could get a few hundred of this down Charles Street. Getting out, can't say I blame you. Don't you like my company? Feelings mutual. If I did stay, I could clean this place out by the weekend. No way. Come on, Jane, move. Get out. Or in the case of ye old wayside inn, leave.
Not leaving, are you?
I'm warning you, don't try anything. Those are my car keys. What are you doing with them? You had no right.
I told you I wanted you to meet a most unusual patient.
I already met her. The blind girl.
Blind? Ah, that must have been Olive. Don't pay any attention to Olive. She has bed seats. I'm glad you're here. It's been a long time.
What do you mean, long time? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't want any trouble. Just give me my car keys and I'll be on my way. Otherwise, I'll take the...
Otherwise, what? Effie? I don't like threats. Never did.
Effie? Who's Effie?
As if you wouldn't know. As if sweet butter wouldn't melt in your mouth.
Look, when I stopped in Gloucester, people saw me. They heard me ask directions. They'll know I came here.
What are you afraid of?
I'm not afraid.
I'll get the patient.
Besides, I told her friend in Boston I was coming here. She knows about the ad in the paper. Spare key in the glove compartment. Door key, where's the door key? Let me out! Let me out of here!
Here we are. Here's the patient.
You can't make me stay. I won't stay. Open this door.
All in good time. I promised to a most unusual patient. And here she is.
Can you hear anything?
He's moving around. I can hear that.
What can he be doing down there?
It's better if we don't know. Don't kick a mad dog. That's what the general always said.
The general never liked dogs.
What?
Oh, it wasn't me. It was Uncle Silas.
Olive, you're not a piece of furniture. Go and see what the old man wants.
I don't think Eben did anything bad. No, I'm sure of it.
You've certainly changed your tune. You can babble all you want, but you won't convince me and won't convince yourself. We both know that he's capable of, well, anything. Cousin Ebenezer is a lunatic.
Don't say that. I don't want to think about it now. I think she...
You may be right.
Whatever you say.
You're the boss.
That's right. I'm the boss of the old Wayside Inn. I take care of Uncle Silas as if he was a baby. He owes me this tavern. He owes me a lot. Mine. He's promised it to me. If I wanted to, I could kick the two of you out onto the marsh road.
Now, Evan, dear cousin Evan, you wouldn't do that.
We have no place to go.
We have no money.
You could always go back to that charity hospital.
No, Evan, Hepzibah and I will not go back to that hospital. Never.
It wasn't actually a hospital. They called it a home. But Arabella's right. We won't go back there.
Then stay out of my way. Empty. I'll get another. Oh, Shenandoah. I like to hear it. Remember? Shenandoah. I love to hear it.
General, are you up there?
Wicked, that's what he is. Wicked.
Not again. It's a new one. A girl. I can tell by the way she's looking at the house. She must be answering the ad in the Boston paper.
Oh, if it isn't one thing, it's another.
She's coming this way. Should we let her in? I don't think we should. We've got to get rid of her.
Now, how are we going to keep her out?
Go away. There's nobody home. Shoot. Didn't you hear what I said? There's nobody home. Go away, whoever you are. The inn is closed.
For heaven's sake, do you expect her to believe that nobody's home? You're talking to her from the other side of the door.
Excuse me, is it all right to come in? I did knock.
There's nobody home. Yes, come in.
That's some road out there.
Dangerous and tricky, but only when it's muddy.
When General Saltmarsh owned the inn, it was the main road to Boston.
Isn't that interesting? Who's General Saltmarsh?
What can we do for you?
I'm here about the ad for a nurse.
That's what I was afraid
Well,
of.
have there been many applicants?
No! None!
You're first.
Perhaps I should introduce myself. My name is Shaw. Mary Shaw. RN?
You're much too young and too pretty. We were looking for someone who was older and more wrinkled.
Wrinkled? I'm an excellent nurse, I can assure you of that.
Oh, we don't doubt it, but we're isolated here.
Well, that's the reason the advertisement caught my eye.
If a nurse is young and pretty, she never stays.
Why don't you come back next week? Yes, that's a good idea. Next week would be a great time for an interview. We'll see.
You must forgive my cousin Epsiba, Miss Shaw. She has a tendency to take charge of things when things are none of her business. I've spoken to her before about the habit, but she does not seem to get the message.
Only trying to help Cousin Ebenezer.
This is our best table, Miss Shaw. It's a long drive from Boston. You must be tired. Rest yourself.
Thank you. I just love these old New England inns, and the names are always so interesting. General Saltmarsh, Cousin Ebenezer, Cousin Hepzibah.
My name's Arabella. We're all salt marshes. We've been here since George III was King of England.
She means the family.
You guys are like living history, aren't you? This place is so atmospheric. Yes, that's it. Atmospheric. It reeks of another time. Do you have many guests?
We're out of season.
No television.
No telephone either.
I know, I tried to call.
Uncle Silas calls the telephone whispering wires. He doesn't like whispering wires. That is why we do not have a telephone.
Uncle Silas?
He's old.
Terribly old. As a matter of fact, he's the oldest man in all of Massachusetts.
I see. This Uncle Silas is the most unusual patient. I'm good with elderly patients. They can be trying, I know. It takes a certain talent to deal with them. I don't mean to brag, but I have that talent. All I'm asking for is a chance to prove my worth. You won't regret hiring me.
Oh.
What was that?
Uncle Silas.
It sounded like a wounded animal. Forgive me, I was startled for a moment.
I'll see to him.
Well, would you like me to come along?
I want you to stay down here. I'll only be a few moments. See to it that Miss Shaw is here when I get back.
Yes, we'll say that she is quite comfortable.
I'll make tea.
Do you have to wear that?
This? Why no?
You're pretty. Pretty face. Pretty hair.
Are there any more in the family?
More?
Well, besides you and Cousin Hepzibah here and Cousin Ebenezer.
Don't you think that's enough?
Oh, and I forgot Uncle Silas.
Oh, it's not easy to forget Uncle Silas. So old, terribly old.
Only the general is older.
The General.
Up there.
You mean he's in the house?
His spirit is.
Oh, his spirit is. I see. That must be reassuring.
We stay in touch.
There's been interference lately. Interference in the spirit world is like static on the radio.
You have a radio?
Oh no.
We used to. but Evan threw it out.
Uncle Silas didn't like it.
Who was that?
Who?
Oh, that girl dressed in widow's weeds?
I didn't see anyone.
Oh, it must have been Olive.
Olive?
She's the hired girl. Don't pay her any mind. We took her in out of kindness. Found her wandering in the woods. She's odd, you know.
Very odd, if you get my meaning.
Afternoon, ladies.
How nice! It's Mr. Snell.
Whose car is that outside?
It belongs to me.
Miss Shaw is a nurse.
Somebody sick?
It's the uncle.
Silas.
I take it he needs constant care.
That doesn't surprise me. Where are you from, Miss Shaw?
Boston?
How long have you been here?
Only a few minutes. I'm answering an ad in the newspaper.
We're just about to have some tea. You'll stay and have a cup, won't you, Mr. Snell?
Oh, please do.
I can't. I stopped by to tell you there's a storm warning going up. Ought to hit by tonight. You got plenty of supplies in?
Evan tends to the supplies.
Evan tends to everything.
That dirt road outside turns into a killer sea every time there's a storm.
Twice last year we were cut off from Gloucester.
About your tea, Miss Shaw. China or oolong?
Either one.
Oh, I'd better go with her. Sometimes she forgets to boil the water.
It's none of my business, Miss Shaw, but do you know what you're doing here?
How do you mean?
Coming here, ye old wayside inn?
It's not what I expected.
Well, you look like a nice, sensible lady, so I'll give it to you straight. This family went insane about the time General Saltmarsh deserted Washington at Valley Forge.
He was a traitor?
Well, I don't know about that, but he was a deserter. Came back here from the battlefield and locked himself in. All his descendants are as crazy as bedbugs. Hepzibah, Arabella, old Silas, Ebenezer, all crazy.
The hired girl as well?
Olive, yeah, she's as crazy as they are. You'd have to be crazy to live here. Take my advice, go back to Boston.
I can't.
Why not?
I have my reasons.
I can't say you haven't been warned.
I can take care of myself.
Hope so. Nice talking with you.
I appreciate your concern.
Oh, you better tell Ebenezer about the storm warning. The cousins are likely to forget.
I won't forget.
We're out to China and Oolong. How about Lipton?
Fine, fine.
Won't be long.
Who's down there?
State Trooper, Mr. Snell.
I know him. Busybody.
It seems there's a storm warning out. He wanted to make sure you had enough supplies.
Been a long time, hasn't it?
Sorry?
You haven't changed much.
I'm not following.
Pretty. Pretty as ever. Pretty face. Pretty hair. You keep coming back like a song. Isn't that what fools say? Love sick fools.
Don't think me rude, Mr. Saltmarsh, but I would like to get on with the interview. If you think I might work out, I'd like to know about my salary, my accommodations.
Don't you want to see your patient?
Why, yes, please. I do. I want to meet Uncle Silas.
Who's talking about Uncle Silas?
You mean he's not the patient?
The advertisement said, no living relatives,
I'm quite alone.
no social entanglement.
I don't have any.
You understand, don't you? I need someone who'll devote herself completely to this job. No outside distractions.
That suits me fine.
Good. Wait here. I'll get the patient.
Out of curiosity, how do you manage without a telephone? It's so unusual. I've never worked in a place that didn't have a telephone.
No sugar. We're out of sugar.
Oh, that's all right. I don't use it.
The milk's gone sour.
I don't use milk either.
Won't be long.
Still there, Miss Shaw?
Yes, Mr. Saltmarsh, I haven't gone anywhere. I'm still here.
Here we are. Here's your patient.
I'm anxious to meet him, or her. Or it?
Here's Effie. I've told her all about you, Miss Shaw.
Well, what's wrong with her?
What kind of a nurse are you? Can't you tell? It's plain as mud. She's dead. Her neck's broken. Say hello to the nice nurse, Effie. Say hello. 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 Cousin Hepzibah! Cousin Arabella!
What is it, Evan? Why are you shouting?
He's gone!
Who's gone?
Uncle Silas!
Good gracious!
I checked his door. It's left open.
Where could he have gone?
He's crawled
Oh,
away.
now he hasn't done that for a long time. I thought he was too weak to wander.
You didn't help him.
No, I would never go against your wishes, Evan. Leave well enough be, that's what I always say.
I know his tricks. He likes the cellar.
Do you want me to help?
I want you to stay out of my way. If you
There
don't...
you go, testing again. Hepzibah, did you hear that?
I heard, as if we didn't have enough trouble already.
Uncle Silas can crawl real fast. He was halfway to Gloucester before Evan caught him the last time.
Where do you suppose he's trying to get?
I don't suppose he's trying to get anywhere. He's trying to escape Evan.
Oh dear. There's going to be a storm, and Evan's drinking that stuff again.
And we still can't get through to the general.
Talk about surprises.
Well, talk about coincidence, you mean.
Voices.
I didn't hear a car.
Quick, hide.
Where?
The serving counter.
Good idea.
Haven't seen anyone from college all summer, Dorothy. You're the first.
I had no idea you lived in Gloucester, Ed.
Gloucester born and Gloucester bred.
Since when did you drive a cab?
Well, since June. I knew the cash for next semester. Say, Dorothy, you sure you got the right place?
This is Ye Old Wayside Inn.
There's more than one Ye Old Wayside Inn on the North Shore.
On this road?
No,
Then this has to be the place.
it's not my idea of a Holiday Inn.
I know what you mean. It is rather gruesome. I don't mind early American, but look at this. This place is prehistoric. Hello? Anybody home?
Nobody home. Tell you what, Dorothy. Why don't you let me drive you down to the Colonial House? It's a great place, and the food is sensational. You'll love it.
Why don't you call upstairs, Ed?
Okay. Hello? Is there anybody up there? Did you make a reservation?
No.
I suppose you need one for this graveyard. Folks get this in a wide berth. I haven't had a fare out here all summer.
It is a dump.
Oh, well, I don't mean that. I mean the salt marshes. They own this place. The two cousins, Hepzibah and Arabella, they spent some time up in the funny farm. They say the uncle's the oldest living maniac in Massachusetts. And wait until you can look at Ebenezer. When I was a kid, we used to call Ye Old Wayside Inn a haunted house. We'd come up here, and Ebenezer would chase us away. Had to be a brave kid to face Ebenezer.
I'll admit I'm not much for cobwebs and dust. But I think you're trying to frighten me off, Ed.
Have I succeeded?
Almost.
Wait until you see this. The windows are barred. All the windows have bars on them.
It's to keep out burglars.
Bars are to keep the salt marshes in.
Nice try.
You didn't come out here for solitude, did you?
Me? I love company.
Say, you're not a relative or something, are you?
I hope not. It's really quite simple, Ed.
Well, enlighten me.
Did you ever meet my older sister?
I don't think so.
Well, Mary's a great pal, but she lets things get to her. Marriage problems.
So?
Well, I talked to her yesterday, and she wasn't making much sense at all. She said she needed to get away for a while, and that she was coming up to Gloucester to Ye Old Wayside Inn to see about a job. She's a nurse.
Go on.
Well, her husband's in Los Angeles, and he wants to patch things up. He asked me to speak to her. I mean, Mary overreacts to everything. I thought even if she didn't want to patch things up, I could at least come up and see how she's doing. Hello?
But you don't even know if she's here.
I hope she's not here.
That makes two of us.
What's this?
What's what?
It's Mary's scarf.
Well, how can you be sure?
I can't be sure I gave it to her, Ed. It has an unusual pattern. Besides, it's torn. I was with her when that happened. Oh, she's here, Ed. Will you get my bag?
You're not staying.
One night won't kill me.
Don't bet on it. Look, why don't I hang around till you see your sister, and then I'll drive you back into town. I don't want you out here.
You're the old-fashioned type, Mr. Perkins. If you won't go get my bag, I'll just go get it myself.
Whatever happened to the type of girl who needs a guy's protection?
Oh, you're sweet.
You win.
Mary! Mary! Mary, it's me, Dorothy! Oh! Who's there? Anybody there? Who is it?
Ed Perkins, at your service.
Oh,
Where do you want it?
anywhere's fine.
How about here?
A good a place as any.
Well, look, Dorothy, I gotta be going. I'd wish you'd reconsider.
Stop worrying.
Well, I could hang around a few minutes longer, at least until you see your sister.
Tell you what, I'll be leaving early in the morning anyway. Why don't I just meet you in town for breakfast?
That I'd like. I'll pick you up first thing, say 7. Is that too early?
No, I'll be ready.
All right, well, I'll see you then.
Goodbye, Ed.
Bye.
Tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock.
It's a date.
Excuse me? I don't like to interrupt your aerobics, but I'd like a room. Who do I speak with?
A room?
Room? Yes, a room. It's a square-shaped area. It usually has a bed in it.
No beds here.
We're closed. It's out of season. My name is Dorothy Blake. My sister came here yesterday, I believe. Mary Shaw?
Nobody here.
We never have visitors. It's out of season. We're out of season. I heard you the first time. My sister drove up from Boston. She's a nurse.
Oh, there's no car here. The only vehicle we have is Cousin Ebenezer's motorcycle.
Cousin Ebenezer? Then that means you're Arabella and Hepzibah Saltmarsh.
I'm Hepzibah. She's Arabella.
We didn't appreciate what that nasty cab driver had to say about us. We heard every word. The people in town hate us. Always did, always will. They're spiteful.
Because of the general, you understand. They think he deserted.
That nasty cab driver happens to be a nice boy. We're in college together.
If I were you, dear, I'd get out while the getting's good.
We don't know a thing about your pretty sister.
You don't?
That's right.
Then how do you know she's so pretty?
Oh, just being polite, dear. It would be rude to say we don't know a thing about your holy sister.
Will you see this headscarf?
Lovely.
It's mine. Give it to me.
It's not yours, it's my sister's. Now where is she?
We told you we don't know.
Well, she was here.
No.
Then how did this get here?
How should we know?
If you don't start giving me some straight answers soon, I'll go to the police.
You can't call the police.
Why not?
We don't have a telephone.
I'll walk then.
It's a long walk into Gloucester. If the storm breaks, you could be washed away.
What's up those stairs?
You can't go up there.
What are you hiding? It's my sister, isn't it?
No, it's only a very old man.
Uncle Silas.
He
be disturbed.
Dorothy!
What was that? Nothing.
I didn't hear anything.
The wind!
Dorothy!
It's Mary! Out of my way! What have you done to her? I told you we haven't done anything!
Oh, the interference! It's cleared! Yes, General. I understand. Whatever you say, General.
What did he say?
Quick, Arabella! Upstairs! You know where the key is! The General says we're to let that poor woman out!
Oh, the General always knows the right thing to do. You wait here and I'll go get your sister.
I'm coming too.
We're trying to help you. Do as I say.
Dorothy, you're not in Kansas anymore.
I just knew the General would have good advice!
If you've harmed my sister in any way,
We didn't have anything to do with it, dear! You must believe that! Don't make trouble for us! Arabella and I try so hard to stay out of trouble!
you call locking my sister up in this asylum your idea of staying out of trouble?
We didn't do it! We'd never do anything like that! It was him!
Who?
Cousin Ebenezer. He was a bad child. Everyone said he would come to a bad end, especially when he ate those flies. We don't like him very much. He never begs. We didn't want to lie to you, but if we told you the truth, I would say he'd kick us out into the road.
What is the truth?
Dorothy.
Oh, why did I send Ed away? I'm going to get you out of here right now.
Yes, we both got to get out of here before it's too late.
Well, are you all right?
I'm scared out of my wits. You will be too if we don't get away. My heart's beating so fast I can hear it.
Everything's going to be all right now.
Going byway!
Ebenezer!
Stay away from us! Stay away! Get back! I'm warning you! Oh, Mary, what is it? Oh! Don't touch my sister! Don't you dare touch her!
Olive! Olive, I want something special tonight. I want you to bake a cake. A wedding cake. A nice wedding cake with a little bride and groom on top. Understand?
I understand.
Lovely hair. Soft. So soft. I wonder who she was. Do you know Effie?
I'm not Effie!
That's what they all say.
Handkerchief in my bureau drawer. I thought it would dress up my appearance. Cousin Ebenezer says he wants us to look our best.
Isn't the table pretty?
Lovely.
And I made some of my special Parker House rolls.
I hope the storm won't get worse.
There's more than a nip in the air.
If there's a nip in the air, Eddie will drink it.
I love weddings.
Now remember, Arabella, we're only doing this to humor our cousin. If we don't play along, we'll be evicted.
Well, it's not something I'm likely to forget.
Hurry up! We run through!
I am hurrying.
Voices in this weather?
Oh, say,
What a night! I was saved training cats and dogs, but I can't stand cruelty to animals.
It's dark and stormy out there.
That's hardly news.
the door.
Say, this place looks better from the outside. And no offense, do you run the establishment?
Oh, you can't stay.
No rooms.
We're out of season.
Is this a gag?
No, we're closed. Goodbye.
Goodbye!
We haven't been here 5 minutes.
Go back to Gloucester. You'll get directions there.
Back to Gloucester? We couldn't get 10 feet. We're in a Volkswagen and the mud's that thick.
Can't stay! At least until the storm clears?
Impossible.
Why is it impossible?
You must forgive my cousins. They're not used to visitors.
Maybe it would help to break the ice if I'd make with the introductions. I'm Frank Dawson, and this is Miss Malibu.
Belle Malibu.
Miss Malibu dances.
We don't allow dancing in here.
No dancing!
No license.
We don't want to upset the apple cart, but we'll have to stay. It's either in here or out there. And I wouldn't turn away a stray kitten on a night like this.
Oh, we would.
That's some sense of humor you've got.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Ebenezer Saltmarsh, and these charming ladies are my cousins, Hepzibah and Arabella. Naturally, you will stay until the storm is over. I insist. Olive! Olive, these people shall be our guests. Fix up a couple of rooms. The rooms under the eaves shall do nicely.
I'm the nurse. Have you forgotten?
She's the nurse because we have a patient.
Well, yeah, sounds reasonable.
Every nurse I have a patient. Every patient I have a nurse.
Room! Patient!
Were you in the Marines?
Give me your raincoat.
You got it.
The storm won't last the night. Still, these summer storms can be quite treacherous. People have skidded off the muddy road into the marsh swamp.
No kidding.
The marsh swamp has no bottom. Once something goes into the marsh swamp, it's gone forever.
We learn something new every day, don't we?
You must excuse me now. It's my uncle. Old, very old. He's crawled out of his room, and I haven't been able to find him.
Maybe he fell into that swamp horse you were talking about.
Make yourself comfortable.
When he says comfortable, why do I think of a coffin?
Beats me.
Let's take our chances with the storm.
Relax.
Relax? Who could relax in a place like this? That Ebenezer guy belongs in a zoo. Did you hear what he said about his uncle?
I heard.
He said he crawled out of his room. He makes him sound like an alligator or something.
I wonder if there's anything worth drinking.
You're not supposed to drink. You're on duty.
I don't need you to tell me my job.
And what was for the introductions? You gave the monsters my real name.
What difference does it make to them anyway? Most of these bottles are empty.
No one is supposed to know who I am.
You're upset.
Is it any wonder? First we get lost, then the car practically skids off the road, and now this inn. Look at it.
I've seen worse.
I haven't. Do we have to stay?
Only till the storm's over.
Listen,
I didn't hear anything.
like a knock, like someone's knocking.
Oh, you're imagining things. You old wayside inn's getting to you.
Think so? There it is again.
Right. It's coming from the kitchen. No, that's chest.
Careful.
We'll soon find out.
What kind of hotel is this?
I don't know, but they put on a wild floor show.
Oh, get away. I must get away. But where will find me? Oh, Mary, poor Mary. Oh, get away.
What's the trouble, miss?
Get a butterfly net. No, better yet, get a straitjacket.
Easy, miss, easy.
Take your hands off of me. I don't know you.
Calm down.
Thank you, sir, but I can handle her. I'm a registered nurse.
Don't let her get to me. This may not be the season for tourists, but it is certainly the season for flakes.
Go along, Effie. A little nap and you won't know yourself.
That could only be an improvement. But I'm not Effie, I'm Dorothy. He thought Mary was Effie. He thinks I'm Effie. He thinks everyone's Effie.
Effie who?
I don't know.
Go along, dear.
I'll be good though, no trouble, no hypo in the hip.
She's a handful, isn't she?
Well, any girl's entitled to be a little peculiar on her wedding night.
Wedding night?
She's getting married?
Oh, yes.
Well, who's she marrying?
She's marrying Ebenezer Saltmarsh.
What?
The guy with the beard?
And the funny boots?
Isn't the table beautiful?
Takes my breath away.
I'm a registered nurse, and I baked a cake.
I bet it's a devil's fruit cake.
That gun's loaded, isn't it?
Yeah.
I have a feeling we're going to need it.
Great, the lights are going. What? Where? I think it's that alligator you were talking about.
That does it! I am taking my chances with the car!
Talk sense.
I'm getting out now! Storm or no storm, the swamp march has to be better than this!
You're not going anywhere without me.
A cop! Man, am I glad to see you!
Who owns that Volkswagen?
What about the books? It's mine.
It's over the side.
What do you mean?
I mean what I said. It's over the side. The mud shifted and took the car with it. When the storm's over, I'll see what I can do by getting a tow truck.
Oh, you came out from town?
Yeah, I've been cruising around putting out road closed signs. I put one about a mile from here.
Are the roads out of commission?
Well, then, unless you've got a vehicle like the one I'm driving, I've got mud tires.
Wonderful, you can give us a lift.
Nope, have to put out another sign by the bridge. The bridge might collapse.
Don't say it. Please don't say it.
The road is closed and the bridge is out. You'll have to spend the night.
I asked you not to say it.
Spend the night. This isn't the sort of place where you sleep on the sheets. You wear them.
I'd better see to the bridge. Bolt the door when I'm gone. Never know who's out in a night like this.
No, wait! I'm scared, Dawson. Honest.
Oh, there's nothing to be afraid of. On the other hand, I've been wrong a lot of the time.
What? Music? Violin music.
Oh, freeze! Hold it right there! Hands up! Up.
Don't shoot at me, you fool!
Never yell like that when a policeman's asleep. My instincts tell me to shoot first and ask questions later. Why did you yell?
Can't you hear it?
Hear what? Rats on the walls? Bats in the attic?
Listen! Don't tell me you can't hear that!
I hear it. So what? Someone's playing Frankenstein music. Figures.
Yes, but who?
I don't want to know. I'm not going to look for trouble. Anyway, it stopped.
We could have been murdered in our sleep. Where is everyone?
Out of sight, out of mind. As far as I'm concerned, staying here together is the wisest thing to do. I'm not letting you out of my sight. Wish there was more wood for the fire. I used up what there was, mostly twigs.
Oh, I'm so thirsty and I have the worst headache. Oh, where's the nurse? You mean my sister?
Your nurse is your sister?
Old hypo in the hip? Oh no, I'm so thirsty. I better help her.
You heard what I said. We stay together.
I wouldn't run out on you.
That wouldn't be wise.
You can trust me.
On a job like this, I don't trust anyone.
There it is again, hear it?
This time we'll find out what it is.
Careful, whatever's in there might bite. Poor thing! Oh my goodness. I don't know who you are, but thank you.
How'd you get in that chest?
It was that crazy man.
Don't tell me. Let me guess. Ebenezer Saltmarsh?
He's howling mad.
Not only that, he's getting married tonight.
He was supposed to marry me.
You?
That guy's a real Casanova.
We have to get out of here. We're in great danger. You don't understand.
I understand. There's a nasty storm outside this house, and my car's stuck in the mud.
It's him. It's Ebenezer. He mustn't see me. He mustn't get me again.
This cellar. It's a maze of tunnels. I'll hide in there.
Wait, what's her name?
Who could it be out there?
It's probably the Gloucester Cop, Ebenezer, or those cuckoo cousins.
But what if it isn't?
So?
You know what I'm talking about. A deserted old house, a swamp that has no bottom. It's the perfect crime.
You're not afraid of me, are you?
Hey, open up in there, I'm drowning.
That's not the Gloucester Cop.
Don't open it.
We're safe.
Never seen a night like that. Now I know what a fish feels like. Is that the fire?
Hush.
I wouldn't go outside if you gave me a box of Havana cigars.
Who are you?
Name's Ed Perkins. I drive a cab in town. During the summer, that is. I'm a college student. Sounds like an occupation, doesn't it?
Driving a cab or being a college student?
What are you doing here?
Can ask the same thing about you. Who are you people?
Never mind about us. You a friend of the salt marshes?
Salt marshes don't have any friends.
How'd you get here? The road's closed.
I know that. Road's always closed in a storm like this. I park my car a few miles back down the road and walk the rest of the way in.
You expect us to believe that?
I don't care what you believe. What is this?
Don't listen to him, Dawson.
Let me handle this.
Is that what I think it is?
It's not a cat pistol. It doesn't squirt water. Keep your hands where I can see them.
Anything you say.
You know how to check for a weapon?
I'm a fast learner.
Easy. I'm ticklish.
Oh, he's clean.
Check for some ID.
Where's your wallet?
It's in my cab.
Who sent you?
No one sent me.
Stop by for a cup of hot chocolate, huh?
There's no need to be surly. A friend of mine came in from Boston and called for a cab. We were surprised to see each other. She wanted to come out here. Said something about her sister. Anyway, I didn't want her to stay, but she insisted. So then when I got home, I started thinking about it and I got worried. I just came back to see how she's doing. Is that so tough to understand?
A good story, but I've heard better.
Ed, am I glad to see you?
What did I tell you? There's my friend.
You know this creep?
Ed Perkins. We're in school together.
See?
Your girlfriend here sure has strange tastes when it comes to men.
Are you referring to me? Can I put my hands down?
Why not?
I better sit. I feel woozy. It feels as if I've been sleeping for 100 years.
Say, Dorothy, you don't look so good.
I'll tell you a secret, Ed. I don't feel so good either. I've been drugged.
Drugged? What have you done to her?
Hey, don't look at us. We're clean. We got trapped in the storm. Had no choice but to come in here.
We'd be gone in a minute, but the car's kaput.
Well, Dorothy, who drugged you? Why?
It was Ebenezer, the creep you're marrying.
Marrying?
I'm not marrying anyone. It's also mixed up. Ebenezer seems to think I'm someone named Effie. Effie who? Your guess would be as good as mine. The storm, it's getting worse.
I hope the lights hold. I dislike candles.
A wedding in the rain is bad luck. I read that in Farmer's Almanac.
Now I wonder if the general knows about the wedding.
Oh, the general knows everything.
You haven't been in your room.
We used our best quilts.
Well, thanks for the quilts, but we decided to stay down here. For all we know, the rooms have trap doors.
Well, don't be silly. There's only one trapdoor and it's in the kitchen.
I intend to inform the police. You've drugged me and held me hostage, and you lied about my sister being here.
If she's telling the truth, you two ladies better have a good explanation. Otherwise, you're in big trouble.
Should we?
General, what do you think? If you say so, he says we'd better cooperate.
Well, now we're getting somewhere.
Does the general play the violin by any chance?
Gracious, no. That's Uncle Silas. I hope he didn't disturb you.
Well, who is the general?
Who is the general?
I just said that.
General Saltmarsh.
Local legend. During the Revolutionary War, he deserted.
He did no such thing. He got a terrible stomachache and came home to recuperate. And while he was recuperating, he lost his memory.
His memory didn't come back until after the war was over.
That's what I call a convenient lapse of memory. What about this young woman's sister?
We didn't want to help Eben, but if we didn't, he said he'd throw us out.
He's not as bad as he seems, honest. He gets these, moods.
Moods?
It's?
Well, you see, years ago he was engaged to be married to a girl from town by the name of Effie Lunk.
Effie Lunk was a pretty thing.
With a name like Effie Long, she'd have to be.
Effie was a nurse. The truth of the matter is, she stood him up at the altar. My, what a horrible day that was.
Never to be forgotten. He was furious.
I can imagine.
Effie ran off with a sailor during a hurricane.
No, it wasn't a sailor. It was a Portuguese fisherman.
What difference does it make? Sailor, fisherman. Ebenezer never got over it. He came back to the inn and he hasn't left since. Except for supplies and that sort of thing. His temper just got worse and worse. He didn't have a kind word for anyone.
Especially Portuguese fishermen. Gradually, people stopped coming to Ye Old Wayside Inn. Did you notice that scar on Ebenezer's cheek?
Yeah, I noticed.
He got into a fight with a guest one night.
Oh, I shudder to remember.
What has any of this got to do with my sister or me?
Well, it doesn't happen often. He starts drinking. He makes the foul brew in the cellar, and it makes him crazy in the head. He wants revenge on Effie.
I'm beginning to get the picture.
Some picture. He lures a nurse up here to Ye Old Wayside Inn. His mind tells him it's Effie, and it's Ye Old revenge time.
Well, you might put it that way.
It's only a boyish prank.
Prank? What's he done with Effie? I mean, Mary. Is she dead?
Arabella and I wouldn't dare inquire, dear. When he's having a mood, he can be cross as a bear.
Positively grumpy. We humor him and stay out of his way, and I suggest you all do the same. Once the storm has passed, he'll be gentle as a hummingbird. You'll see, it's the alcohol that turns him into a human beast.
And the memory of Effie. If you ask me, Effie Lunk should be ashamed of herself. Inconsiderate hussy.
Isn't the wedding supper going to be lovely? Come with me into the kitchen, Hepzibah. We'll see how Olive has done with the wedding cake.
Don't pay any attention to Olive either. She isn't a nurse. She doesn't like herself very much, so she's always dressing up and pretending to be somebody else. We don't really mind, except when she pretends to be Lizzie Borden.
Did I hear what I think I heard?
You heard.
Stark raving mad, that's what they are.
All of them.
That's why we call them the Mad Salt Marshes.
We've got to find my sister now.
Is your sister about 5'5", 125 pounds with brown hair?
Yeah, that's Mary. Have you seen her? She was in that chest, tied up. Alive? Uh-huh. Oh, thank goodness she's alive.
Where'd she go?
Well, she thought you were Ebenezer, so she ran to hide. Where? The cellar? She said it was a maze of tunnels?
This house is built over tunnels. It was constructed during smuggling days.
Belle, you stay here and watch Dorothy. Ed, you come with me.
As long as you got the gun, I'm with you.
If she's down there, we'll find her. I've got the nose of a beagle.
I noticed.
I ought to go with them.
Oh, you wouldn't be much help. You're still shaky.
That's true. Well, you're not going with them. Shh. What's wrong?
I may need your help. Dawson says he's a cop, but I don't think he is.
Are you sure you can trust your boyfriend?
Ed is not my boyfriend.
But yeah, I guess I trust him with my life. Are you in some kind of difficulty?
Have you ever heard of protective custody?
Yes. It's when the police have an important witness. They put them in jail for their own protection, right?
Well, these days, they give witnesses new names and farm them out where they won't be noticed. I'm supposed to be delivered to a family in Lynn. There are people looking for me. Bad people.
I was dancing in a club and I witnessed a murder, a shooting. I'm the only one who can identify them. This morning Dawson showed up and said he was my police escort. He was taking me into hiding.
And you don't believe him?
Well, I did at first, but would a cop get lost? I think he brought me up here because it's the perfect place to shut me up, permanently. He could be the hitman.
Slow down, you're going a mile a minute. So, you think he's arranged something with Ebenezer, is that it?
A dark and stormy night, a house full of kooks, a swamp that has no bottom. It's the perfect setup to get rid of a witness.
What about identification? Did he have any of that?
What does that prove? I tell you, I'm scared.
Oh, it's okay. Oh, the storm. We ought to come back now.
Brandy, that's what we need, Brandy. It'll settle our nerves.
As frightened as I am, I'm not leaving until Mary's with me. She pretends she can take care of herself, but you know what? She can't. Oh, what a wild idea coming up here. Wild ideas belong here. I don't know if we're going to stop Ebenezer. You don't think he's trying to get Ed out of the way, do you, Belle? Belle?
The big knife has spot. It cuts better.
Don't you think you're taking this let's humor Ebenezer routine just a bit far?
The more we keep his mind occupied, the better it will be for all of us. Well, now that's odd. Where are the candlesticks?
I wonder where Ebenezer is.
Here, there, everywhere.
That's comforting.
Here we are. Olive has outdone herself.
Do look, dear, the toy bride and groom on top.
They might as well be standing under a gallows.
Oh, you'll feel better after a nice cup of hot tea. Try the along.
I don't care.
We'll surprise you.
Nothing would surprise me. Wedding cake. Huh.
Good evening, miss. I take it you are the lady of the house. Or are you a guest here at the inn? Doesn't matter. Charming place, just charming. Oh, here's my card. You may keep it. I'm here to tell you that this is your lucky day. You've been selected as one of our regional winners. This entitles you to a free gift. You can select either the Lady Cincinnati Turtle Oil or the Lady Cincinnati Herbal Shampoo. I can recommend them both. Myself, I give the edge to the turtle oil. Maybe that's because I like turtles more than I like herbs. Ha ha ha, little humor never hurts.
What?
What will it be, turtle oil or shampoo?
Smiling Sam, the beauty man. Lady Cincinnati Beauty Products. Discount on quantities. Who are you? How did you get in here? What do you want?
Like my card says, I'm Smiling Sam the Beauty Man. Got in through the door. It was open. I knocked, but I guess she didn't hear me. Many people staying here?
Well, the storm.
Oh, bad weather does not throw me. I'm like the Postal Service. Here, I can recommend this honey lotion. It is scented with a light, fresh fragrance, 2-week delivery.
I don't believe you.
I wouldn't lie about a Lady Cincinnati product. I've been representing Lady Cincinnati for 2 years now, and I stand by her reputation. Satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. Here, this item moisturizes your dry and peeling skin. It's provocative without being rude.
Ed!
This is Lady Cincinnati Supplements Restorer. Created especially for Lady Cincinnati by dermatologists in Cincinnati.
Ed!
Hey, lady, am I making you nervous or something? Tell you what I'll do. Call in all the ladies staying here at the inn, and I'll give a demonstration of Lady Cincinnati fine beauty products. That's it. I'll see each one of them gets a free gift of $4 value.
I'm warning you.
Okay. If you don't want to buy, then I guess you don't want to buy. No need to make a federal case out of it.
Ed!
Who is this Ed you keep calling? Oh, is he Ed? Hey, what are you doing with that girl? Oh, stay awake. Just keep calm. Keep cool. If she's a friend of yours, it's fine by me. Just
Oh, what a hit me! Val, there you are!
crazy, eh?
We've got to get out of here! If we don't, we're finished!
You're not going anywhere, Bella Alvo.
Run, Darlie, run! He is the hidden man!
That Gloucester cop was right. It's gonna take a tow truck. That model can't get out to steam it out. Rotten luck. Could be worse.
Oh. You behave, understand? I've got a gun. If you're looking for trouble, you'll get it. Oh.
What a shame about the automobile! You can barely see the roof, the mud's clear up to the windows.
Oh. He's coming around.
Poor Ebenezer. He looks haggard and sad. He's had a tough night.
Poor Ebenezer. Did you see what he did to me? Look, he's got a grip like a pit bull. It's a wonder I'm still breathing.
When he comes around, he'll apologize.
I don't want an apology. He should be kept in a cage. Cage with no lock, no key, and a diet that doesn't include red meat.
Where did you get that gun?
Same place those handcuffs came from. That cop, Dawson.
Handcuffs? Gun? He certainly comes well equipped for an emergency.
Ebenezer is certainly an emergency.
I put on a pot of coffee. I figured we could all do with a cup.
No cream, no sugar, no milk. We're out.
Blacko suits me fine.
At least it'll be hot.
They're coming in.
Oh. Easy.
There's nothing to fear from Ebenezer now. The storm's over. His moods never last.
I'm not taking any chances.
What did you say your name was?
Smiling Sam the Beauty Man. I'm not smiling anymore, did you notice? One night here turned me into Sour Sam, the Strangled Man.
We couldn't budget.
I'll walk down the road a bit and see if my car made it through the night.
I parked mine on the bridge. It's a covered bridge, so maybe I'm all right.
Unless the bridge gave way. It's happened.
More than one.
Takes 10 weeks to repair it.
It's over now, Mary. Everything's going to be okay. The sooner the better. I want to get to a telephone and call California.
How's she doing?
She actually managed to get some sleep.
She was tired.
She was exhausted from fright and fear. I'm sorry about my outburst, Dawson. You're no hitman.
That's okay. A hitman would be easy to deal with. Something like this animal cracker ain't.
There he is. That's him. Oh, he's handcuffed, Mary. He won't harm you anymore. What are they going to do with him? Good question. What are you going to do with him?
That's a job for the local police.
Oh, they won't do anything. I told you this has happened before.
Well, someone must file charges.
No, they're so relieved to get away. They never complain.
It's as if they want to forget all about us.
I can't say I blame them.
Don't tell me the local cops ignore this.
Why should they pay any attention to him?
Him? You mean her, don't you?
Don't let the bridal veil mislead you. That's Ebenezer's foolishness.
You mean that's a guy?
It was a guy.
It's the
general.
The general?
General Saltmarsh! We could have sold his skeleton to an historical museum for quite a bit of money. But we said no. This is his home, and this is where he belongs.
Oh! I've heard of keeping ashes in an urn, but I never heard of keeping the remains in a wheelchair.
What a lovely morning!
There, what did we tell you? Gentle as a hummingbird. Good morning, Cousin Ebenezer.
Morning, Eben.
Morning, Cousin Hepzibah. Morning, Arabella. You're all looking at me so strangely. I haven't been a bad boy, have I?
Oh, brother.
You were having a mood.
One of your little fits.
I didn't do anything, did I? I wasn't too naughty, was I?
Terrorized everyone here and gave us all a night to remember.
I did?
You did, and then some.
Let me out of here! Let me out! Who are you people?
Who are you?
Oh my goodness, I forgot all about her. She came to answer the ad too.
That maniac tied me up and tossed me in a sack. He's insane!
You think?
Yeah, you could say that. It's probable.
Well, if you want to file charges,
I only want to get out of here.
There, what did I tell you? No one ever complains to the police.
These handcuffs hurt. Could someone get them off?
I don't know if I should.
Oh, there's nothing the matter with me now.
You can believe him.
Keep that piece steady.
My fingers are on the trigger.
That's much better. I suppose you're all hungry. I think we have enough eggs for everyone. I'll prepare breakfast. Who's for clam fritters?
I'll take my gun.
That's what you think. Stay where you are. Keep quiet. I only give warning once.
You don't like clam fritters?
Miss Mousel, you move it now.
Dawson, it's the hitman! Do something!
I said now. You, when we get outside, you're gonna lock the door, toss the key out the window, or I'm gonna come in and finish you off.
You have no manners.
You behave and no one will get hurt.
Oh. I've got it, Dawson!
Good work.
How did I do?
All of you did great. What an egg lady.
I have something that belongs to you, dear.
What is it?
This!
Keep it. I don't want it. I don't want anything from ye old wayside inn. As a matter of fact, I'm a reformed character. I'll never steal anything again.
Steal?
The road's open. Where the heck did you come from?
The back way. I'm going into town. If anyone wants to live, just say so. What's the matter with them? Would you like some coffee, Mr. Snell?
How about a piece of wedding cake?
No time. The worst may not be over. The storm warning is still up. Be prepared.
Thank you, Mr. Snell.
Hello? That nice Mr. Snell was kind enough to give me a lift. My car got stuck in the mud. I was halfway out from Gloucester. Some night. I've come about the ad.
Well, it certainly pays to advertise.
Won't you have a seat, miss?
Thank you. I'm not a registered nurse as yet. I'm pre-reg, but I've had lots of experience. I'm sorry. You don't know who I am. My name is Porter, Euphemia Porter, but everybody calls me by my nickname.
What is your nickname, Miss Porter?
Effie.
Effie?